In 2009, after the Great Recession, I was laid off from my job as a social worker. Like so many families who saw their hours cut and their wages slashed, I wondered how I would keep up and provide for my 2 children. One of our favorite family traditions was going to Friendly's to celebrate the first and last days of school. I will never forget the panic I felt when on one of these trips, the check came and I didn't have enough to cover the bill. Like many single mothers, somehow I put on a happy face and locked my sense of failure and shame deep inside. It seemed that I would never escape my situation. Month after month, I simply didn't have enough. I borrowed money to pay the oil bill. I bought my work clothes from the Salvation Army, and I shared a bed with my 9-year-old son because his room didn't have heat, and I didn't complain for fear of being evicted. But thankfully, I had the support of family, friends, and the government who helped me land on my feet. Now, 13 years later, I am proud to stand before you as a candidate to be your next lieutenant governor. And it is the experiences I had back in 2009 and my experiences growing up in the city of Lowell that bring me here today. And I wonder, why doesn't our government work for every family like it did for mine? The reason is quite simple. Our state leaders have not prioritized the health, well-being, and dignity of all of our residents. Massachusetts has one of the largest income inequality gaps in the country. And when COVID-19 hit, the economic and racial disparities grew and grew, proving that our current public officials had their priorities all wrong. From that Friendly's to today, I have been putting things back together piece by piece, from being laid off to leading on issues that impact people all across the Commonwealth. Securing millions in funding for the Lowell Roundtable on substance abuse prevention, organizing the Women's March, becoming state representative, earning my doctorate in public health, and spending the last year crisscrossing the Commonwealth building a grassroots team of supporters. In 2020, as state representative, I saw the current administration's privatized response to the pandemic. I heard deafening silence from the corner office when I pushed for investments in vaccines and rapid testing. The response was short-sighted, reactive, and it put us all at risk. That is why I was the first person to announce my candidacy for lieutenant governor. I could not stand by and watch the state respond to another international crisis by slashing budgets for mental, emotional, and physical well-being. The state has failed to invest in public health. We see the consequences all around us, in the transportation we take, the quality of our kids' education, in healthcare, our urgent climate crisis, and everywhere in our neighborhoods. And we all know who profits from these problems and who is burdened by them. We deserve a bold leader who will look at these factors to drive our Commonwealth forward. I am Tami Gouveia, and I am running to be that bold leader. Together, we will put the health, the well-being, and the dignity of every resident at the heart of decision-making to build a bright and sustainable future for everyone.